we moved to the Philippines, and that was really the break. At that time, there was no more ICA association that I was working with at all. And Desmond might have told you this story. He had gone first, and then when I arrived, you know, he met me, and we stayed in this hotel, and we were going to take a tour, you know, bus tour and all. And we were standing there waiting for the coach, and had a rice god, a statue, you know, black wood, these sort of gods that they, or images, statues that they make to guard the rice so that it's not stolen or something. So the spirit world kind of thing. And Desmond says, maybe we could start collecting rice gods. And I burst into tears, and I thought, this is what's happened to our mission, our grand mission. But I suppose that those last years in France and the time in the Philippines was a long, I mean, I kind of took up thinking. Yeah, I'd say, well, in Paris I was still connected. We still had ICA association, but we didn't really have the order, you know. And my husband and I had a different perception, really, of what was going on there, I think. But I felt, yeah, a lot of the time I felt a big hole. And I felt I was always comparing things. When we later got to Geneva, I was quite involved in the local church, the Swiss Reformed Church there. And but you know, when you had parish council meetings and things, and you think, oh, this isn't right. Why couldn't we do it this other way? You know, always being compared the way we did it. And I think that's one of the really difficult things about being in a group that's convinced and experiences things as, you know, really moving ahead. And then you get to another one where they don't seem to have a clue, you know. I'm sure that can be repeated in many different contexts. But on the other hand, well, what did I say? I always said I didn't like being in Manila. Yeah, partly it was, I felt I was on the other side. I was working for the Asian Development Bank, marble halls and all this good stuff, richness. So I was on the side of the rich people, whereas in other places we always were identifying with the poor, you know. So here I felt funny being a British wife in the British Women's Club and stuff like this, or even being even if we were doing something for, quote, social responsibility, you know, organizing volunteer projects, you realize this is really not effective. However, it's a very good school for humility, I think, all these things that are different, because you see that, a good school, because you see that there is great value in the simple things that people do. And in Geneva in particular, I was quite blessed, I think, with friends and associates in working with an association of refugee and Swiss families who did things together, and also in the church there. Maybe that's it.